My name's Laura Hanson, and I'm a teacher at Hazard High School. I'm a CTE teacher, and the pathway I teach is food science and dietetics. Since 1987, I've been a registered dietitian, worked in health departments, doctor's offices, and for the last job and for the last 15 years, I worked at our regional medical center as a clinical dietitian. And then I got the call asking me to come and teach this class. And one of the reasons I did that, no matter where I worked, a lot of the diseases that patients had or health-related problems they had were food-related. But I'm seeing them in a hospital setting after the disease has progressed. And that's why people end up on dialysis, because they didn't manage their hypertension or they didn't manage their diabetes, why they have limbs amputated because they're not managing their things. So I thought if I could get the kids in high school and start teaching them more nutritious ways to cook, healthier ways to eat, maybe I could make a difference in that way. And maybe they wouldn't develop these health problems that their family members have. So last year was my first year, and it was eye-opening in many ways. From going to patients are laying in a bed, and you just go in and talk to them, so like, where's this person, and running them down in the hallway. So that was a big adjustment, but I was amazed at how many kids were coming in school in the morning with a fast food breakfast with them. And then I'd see them at lunchtime, and they would have a family member or somebody bring them a fast food lunch up to the school to eat. And we're a 100% free lunch school. So, I mean, they were paying food when they could have had food at the school for free. So that, I questioned them about it. Oh, the school food isn't good. So at the beginning of this year, I surveyed my students, and I wanted to see how often they were eating out. Now, I will say that as a mother of 3 children, mine are now all grown and out of college, thank goodness, but during that time when they were involved in extracurricular activities, from the time I got off work till 7 or 8, I was either dropping them off, picking them up, or attending one of their activities. And I didn't have time to cook. And so a lot of times I was going through a drive-through at fast food, more times than I want to admit with my children, because that was the best way to get them fed. So I wanted to see if that was part of it too. So I don't want to bore you too much with statistics, but these are some of the results I got. 50% of my students have a fast food breakfast 2 or more times a week. 78% of my students have fast food meals 2 or more times a week. 53 responded yes to eating out because there wasn't time to cook. 76 responded that they would be more likely to cook at home if they could cook meals that were similar to fast foods with lower calories and fat. 55% of them had family members with diabetes. 41% have a family member with cardiac disease or high cholesterol, and this one shocked me the most. 83% of my students had a family member with hypertension. Okay. The reason I chose these diseases is they are hereditary, and diets high in fat, salt, calories can exacerbate these diseases. So in order to prevent the students from developing these diseases, I'm going to teach them healthier ways to go. So my project is called Fast Food Fricassees, and my questions are, will providing a healthy fast food approach to meal preparation reduce the amount of time students are eating out at fast food restaurants, therefore reducing the calorie, fat, and salt consumption that often leads to diabetes, obesity, high cholesterol, and heart disease? And would introducing healthier eating, good nutrition, and quick food prep make a difference in the students' long-range health and wellness? So those are the questions that I need answered. I did not question them about obesity because that's a very sensitive topic for teens. But just looking at my students in the school, obesity is a problem. And then having worked in the hospital, I know in our community in general, obesity is a big problem. So what my project is I have 5 food labs in my kitchen, and then I don't know if any of you know, but Hazard High School just had a major renovation, and I've got 5 beautiful kitchens with stainless steel appliances and dishwashers. But we have the same pots and pans that they probably had for 30 years. So what I asked for was 5 Instant Pots and 5 air fryers, so that I could teach them to cook quickly with less fat, with less salt, and when you reduce the fat, you reduce the calories. So we've got our Instant Pots in. We haven't got a chance to use them, but I picked a deluxe one. Mine makes yogurt, it sautés, it steams, it's a rice cooker. So we're going to be making a lot of things, and the air fryers hopefully will be in this week, And one of the first things we're going to try to do is fries. You know, that's what they all love. And so we're going to do fries. And I got little oil sprayers that one spray is just 1/4 of a teaspoon of oil. So you just need to spritz that food in that air fryer with that oil. And that's going to reduce the calories a lot because the fat's decreased. The students are going to be making the food. At the beginning, I probably will be choosing the recipes, but then we're going to do some project-based learning, and they're going to be planning the meals that they're going to make with their kitchen. They'll have a budget. They've got to be able to stay within that budget and choose the food. They're also going to be receiving all the recipes that we use in the class, and hopefully they're going to take those home to their families. And if they have these appliances at home, they'll use them and cook their family some of these meals, or maybe they'll say, hey, maybe we should get Mom an air fryer for Christmas or something like that. So that's what my hope is, that I'm going to improve.